don't know if you can see this cushion, but I found it in the as is section at IKEA and it was like brand new and it's really cute. So I got it. Heyo, welcome back to my little corner of my living room and the internet, I guess. Today I'm going to go through like our ideas and the way we sort of went about decorating / remodeling our kitchen, because I kind of teased that in the last video, and I've been meaning to do this video for a while because it actually happened back in like February, March, and I don't know how the time has flown by. It's like almost the end of the year, which is crazy. It's like October already. Anyway, so here's the little mood board. We kind of were gravitating towards the color green and wood colors, probably because it would warm up the space a lot. And I really liked like a yellow kind of undertone green, like a mid green, like a mossy green. That for the cupboards would like look really cool. I don't know, it kind of feels more connected to nature, sort of. When you're in the city, it's kind of nice to have something like that. And yeah, just putting some sort of brown tones or beige wood tones and like textured tiles. Yeah, so I really like these sort of images. They're kind of rustic looking, just making it look, I don't know, I guess it comes with decorating it like lived in sort of country style, but then we had to consider like we're not living in the country, and like had to figure out and compromise on what made sense for the space because it's like a modern build. So a lot of these didn't really come to fruition because of budget, and then just like making it make sense for the space, and also just compromising with the styles my partner likes. But a lot of our aesthetics align, which is really good, and it also really helps that he is a kitchen designer. Yeah, that was a big help because he did a lot of the planning and designing, which took the stress out of it. I just liked looking up inspiration. James was the project manager. Thank God. And yeah, I also like the idea of adding some metallic accents. Obviously that would come through in the hardware, but like more brassy, antique looking accents, and then some Japanese style bar stools. Yeah, that's where we started. So yeah, I made this on Milanote, and yeah, there's so many cool looking hardwares and like there's so many options. It was quite overwhelming to like narrow it down. So we knew we were going to go with an IKEA kitchen just because there was a sale coming up, and James knows the ins and outs of IKEA kitchen planning. We first went there and like had a look at their cupboards they had on offer, like this kind of sage green eucalyptus color, like a gum tree leaf. In store it looked kind of bluey gray, but then when we went to the showroom area it looked a bit better. So that was also an idea that we'd probably kind of stick to budget and get the cabinetry in this color, and then maybe we could splurge a bit on some custom door fronts. So we visited this studio in Marrickville called So What. It's such a lovely like Australian made furniture making business. Like they make them there and it's just very cool. I just like the aesthetics of their designs, but they also do custom door fronts for IKEA cabinets. So perfect for us because you got the IKEA carcass, but then you kind of bougie it up with the custom door fronts. But yeah, we were looking at this Tasmanian black butt plywood. The thickness is like really nice. There's like lots of layers of that plywood. So we took those samples with us like around to different showrooms to kind of pair them with tiles and bench tops to figure out what we liked the look of, and then we'd bring them home and see how they would work in the space. So we definitely knew we wanted some green and wood. The bench tops Originally, I was kind of leaning towards a concrete bench top, but then we realized it would make the room look quite cold and dark because our floors are very dark. I don't know if we realized that ourselves or if someone in the showroom at like Caesarstone or something kind of gave us some feedback on that, and then we started looking at just white bench tops, which are, even though like they're quite plain, it's kind of timeless really because it's not busy, it goes with everything.
Even like something like Sandburst concrete, I don't like the splotchiness.
And I did like a little mock-up of our existing kitchen and kind of happy with the colors. So we went ahead and purchased the kitchen in like September last year, and it sat there legit until like February while we were like figuring out everything else and ordering up everything else. And in the meantime, James like planned it out in the IKEA kitchen planner. Yeah. We ended up going back a couple times to these showrooms, especially for the bench tops, just making sure we were 100% keen on our choice. And it's really hard to envision it in your space when the lighting is so different. And the samples that they give you are very different, obviously, compared to how it looks when it's like massive slab. But then we were 100% certain on one and we stuck with it, and then it got into more of the fun decision making of like all the little hardware, which was also a bit overwhelming because there's so many choices. I wanted more of a like subdued antique lived in looking metal. We also were thinking about brass, like a champagne kind of matte brass. A lot of showrooms and tile places like Tile Cloud had those fixtures so you could like play around and make little flat lays and see how they work with all the cupboard colors and the bench top and everything. Ended up with like an antique brass. We're both actually really happy with how that turned out. So in order to prepare for the demolition of the kitchen, we moved everything out. We were literally just like cooking out of a microwave, but luckily we weren't there for the whole month, so it wasn't like too drastic because we went on holiday. So while the stone benchtop was being made for like 2 weeks, we went to Singapore and Malaysia, so it didn't feel like that long. The whole process day by day went quite quick, and here's just some videos of like my reactions, like walking up and seeing it all empty. Like I don't know why I wasn't expecting it to be completely ripped out, but it just looked so crazy. Just like the day by day progress. Here's everything absolutely ripped out.
Whoa, it's dusty.
Which is crazy.
Need to air it out.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, there's the dishwasher. Oh, holy shit. Oh my god. Wow. That's crazy.
And Winnie somehow, as massive as he is and with all the cramped space we had, he managed to fit into like a little ball or just sprawled over the mess. The framework's like all put in and yet starting to come together now, and dust is everywhere, like sawdust is like everywhere because the installer had to cut some things down to size. James, like during the day, put together all the door fronts, which was such a big help. And so here's like time lapses of him putting them together. And Winnie loves shredding cardboard. So enjoy these. He's helping recycle. Here's the bench tops installed, so it actually looks like a functioning kitchen again almost.
Hey buddy.
So we were like mocking up the handles with cardboard because James wanted like drawer pulls and I wasn't too keen on them because I thought it would jut out too much. So we compromised on just like little knobs. We had sort of a design problem to solve with the electricity mains box. That has to be enclosed for legal purposes inside a cupboard. And we had some leftover pieces of plywood from So What, and we made shelves with them because I did want shelves there anyway. And James then made a door for covering the power mains. This stack you can see here, the plasterer patched it all up, had to, I don't know, make it a new stack. I'm terrible at explaining this because James looked after all of this, but all the service lines are in there, so we had to like patch it all up. We realized the shelving, we were restricted with the height of it just because of how far the switchboard stretched out, and just where the cables were, we couldn't like get them out any further. James patched it all up. Yeah, the tiles went in. It ended up looking a bit staggered, but like, what are you gonna do? There's always gonna be complications to overcome in a reno that you do not foresee. So the next part was probably the most fun part. It was peeling all the blue protective plastic off. So enjoy these satisfying videos.
Oh, I almost had it.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. One good?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Nice. You ready? Oh. No.
So here it is, looking pretty finished. We actually probably shouldn't have peeled it all off because we still had to paint above like where the shelves were. So we actually took the doors off again and like covered it all in plastic and then painted everything. Just had to then do like the skirting and just got some skirting edges to kind of hide some gaps in the floor. Yeah. We struggled to like perfectly align it, and then it catches a bit still. It's like lifting up because it didn't adhere to the floor properly. So it kind of sticks up, and right now there's masking tape on it to just keep it down, but we'll fix that at some point. Just kind of now up to the redecorating stage. We also stained those pieces of wood and added the same knob. We had a spare knob from the hardware we bought just to match with everything. Sometimes the color of the kitchen looks a bit bluey gray in certain lights, like the phone kind of picks it up more blue, but in real life it's more of a sage green, like a eucalyptus leaf color. In other warmer lights, like on the side of the pantry, it looks more yellowy green, I think because it's got direct light from the under cabinet lighting.
Just found this cute little lamp like on the side of the street. I mean, it's a bit bung up. I could probably change the shade, but I'm not sure if it's solid wood, but it looks pretty neat. Let me do a 0.5. Oh. Pretty stoked about finding this because this morning is literally just saying that I want to put a little lamp in the kitchen in this little corner area, and then this came along. How cool. Let's see how it looks in the new kitchen.
It works. Someone just literally threw this away. I mean, there's a bit of staining here, which is gross. So I can probably like just salvage it, remove this and cover it with something else. That sucks because that looks nice. Maybe just hide it. Thinking of putting it like in that corner. We'll see. It already looks so empty. Really, I was thinking, oh, I wonder if it could like look okay there. Absolutely not, hun. And then I came around and thought, hang on, what if I put her where the coffee machine is? And then perhaps this could be like a little cute barista setup. That could be cute. So let me do that. This is humongous. Okay, let's see how this works. Oh my god, it's so bad. Maybe it doesn't look as bad here, but it comes out way past because the PowerPoint, the cord like juts out so much. I guess other option is to put it in the corner. Oh my god. But I might put the coffee machine against the wall just because when we get rid of the coffee and bang it on the thing, it's not that stable here. It's probably more stable there. Also to just, I guess, anchor it against a wall. Then with that lamp, I'll probably move that somewhere else, like the bathroom, because there's a lamp already in that area. And I'm not sure how I feel about the artwork. Well, it's a tea towel I got from Singapore. It has all the traditional foods, which I thought it was pretty cute, but I guess it's okay. Welcome to my tour. This is it. It's been how many months?
6.
Time. So here's the fridge. I think we actually need more fridge space, like freezer space for Winnie's food, and we could definitely fill out the area a bit. These are the cupboards, as you can see. The cupboards. I might get some drawers for in here so I can like reach out the back easy. But yeah, added some little stuff in there, but everything down here is just like shoved way in there. So need a bit of a better storage solutions for there. But these cupboards are cool because they all like lift up like that. And then you just like boop them shut. These ones are a bit like that. You just boop them shut. And look at these lights, right? Wait. They're just from IKEA, but yeah, they recessed them into here, which is really cool. Light. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm about to make a ratatouille with just random veg. This is a cool drawer. Spices. How nice does this look? To be an adult and like organization, right? But yeah, so much storage. We kept the same oven storage. But yeah, got an induction stove. Look at this cupboard here. It spins. They both spin. How cool is that? And a little, look how organized this is, guys. I mean, kind of can't use all the space with this in here, but it's cool.
Functional.
It's functional. And yeah, we've got a little tea and coffee drawer. Look at all the tea and coffee. And yeah, just like glasses and plates and toaster and stuff and dishes to wash. We actually can put a shelf in here. We didn't use that yet, but we could probably deal with that. We kept the old dishwasher, even though it's crapola. What are you gonna do about it? This is like a speed run. Cutlery drawer, everything's in the dishwasher. Little hidden drawer. And then just like plates and bowls. And we put these Tupperware. But yeah, we put these little felt inserts in here. You can actually get glass side panels here as well. It wasn't like completely necessary. I guess things don't really fall out, so it wasn't an issue for us. What you looking at? Last time I opened it, there was a cockroachy in there. But yeah, that's what that looks like in there.